What an interesting day. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. There's a lot to talk about, and let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I really hope that you learned something new, and if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. So just like we started off in today's earlier video, I talked about that I went long on PLTR, and then I began to short the rip downs. What I mean by that is anytime that I ended up selling off, I shorted it, bought to cover. It had a really common support range almost for the entire day, which was quite frustrating, right around 155 to 156. At the end of the day, we did begin to see more consistent lower highs, lower lows, but truly did not even make it below the previous lows of 155.35. So within the first hour, if you actually pay attention, first 30 minutes of the market open, we hit the highest point and the lowest point from the actual trading day, other than the actual open, right? So the support range and the resistance range was all established, all within the first 30 minutes. And then the market for PLTR continued to trade all within that. So because it did have a short as it peaked, I did make some money as this thing ended up retracing. And of course, because I went long right at market open, as it was caught in my live trading session today, I did walk away sitting quite pretty. Did not hit my $10,000 goal on the day, but I made $8,400 and I left myself with my one lucky share. Like I said in today's earlier video, I had no intention of actually carrying this position overnight. Again, the big expectation this week is the inflation report that we have on both Wednesday and on Thursday, with the PPI report on Wednesday and the CPI data report on Thursday. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you want to see as we watch that live once it gets reported 1 hour before the market opens. But all that anyone can talk about. It's actually not the only stock that became very hyped up, because this didn't happen until after market hours. This is Nbis. Let me make this very, very clear. Please do not let this be a video where just because you hear of it and that it's gapping up that you just blindly buy it. I want to talk about this stock because a lot of people are sharing it. Not enough people are understanding what exactly happened with this stock today. And I really hope that this video just gives you a little bit of a better understanding of that. This wasn't the most active mover. I think there was another stock today for some reason that ran up like 2,000 or 3,000%. I don't know what's going on, but from my understanding, this at least is based off of news. It was a positive catalyst. It was a very unique scenario. And this was kind of a struggling company. So some of you might have heard of this stock before, especially back in 2021. It was once trading at highs of $87 and then came crashing down to lows of 14. Again, it did very well during the previous post-pandemic conditions. It thrived, and then as everything began to fall apart, just like, again, companies became very overvalued in 2021. As we entered 2022, this thing saw, I think it was a 90% retracement. Let me go ahead and double check from overall highs to overall lows. This thing lost 83% of its value during that downturn. So again, it is known as an incredibly volatile stock. It did bottom out. It found its support right around $14 to $15 per share, and it's been upticking since then. It's been kind of struggling here for the past month or so, but today it did anything but struggle. We ran up to highs of 109.70, and the question you might be asking is why? Why did this stock during the extended hours gap up so aggressively? So Nbis secured a multi-billion-dollar AI infrastructure deal with Microsoft. Of course, Microsoft being one of the most, what do we want to call it, most valuable companies that's publicly traded. Beyond the headline, the economics matter. Financing CapEx against the contract de-risk build out while anchoring Nbis as an enterprise AI cloud provider. A clear signal of credibility in a crowded market. So I really liked the way that was said, and I wanted you to first understand why this was happening. So this is a multi-billion-dollar agreement between one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded, and in my opinion, probably before this news got released, this kind of gimmicky AI company. But for some reason, they picked to partner up with Nbis, ticker symbol NBIS. And then under this multi-year agreement, to my understanding, this is a total of a 7-year agreement. Microsoft expects to invest $17.4 billion. This is what the contract is. It's a GPU contract. Nbis's market cap is 15.6 billion prior to the close today. So if we pay attention to the market cap, 15.2 was the previous market cap as this thing traded at a $64 price per share. So now you could see why there was such a reaction. Okay, it has a $15 billion market cap, but it just signed a $17 billion agreement. Now, that's not all profit, obviously, but it signed that kind of contract with one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. That is huge. It's a Hail Mary. It's a home run. We have to call it what it is, right? It is extraordinary news. It's one-off news. It's not like something like this happens all the time, but it happened. Congratulations to those that are invested. The thing that now you kind of want to ask yourself is that, okay, well, is this an overreaction, or is this something that might catapult Nbis to even higher highs? The current revenue for this company is $105 million a quarter. The deal implies an $870 million quarter. That's 8.3x revenue overnight. The GPU shortage is real, which again, I think also just heightens, it expresses, it highlights why there was such a significant jump. This is a company that truly was kind of struggling. I wanted you guys to not just see the technicals. Everyone can point at like, look, it's up 45%. Oh my God, buy. But it's like, I want it to make sense. Like, this is a company that's kind of been sucking, right? If we look at one of the most recent earnings, they're losing money when it comes down to the earnings per share. Yeah, they exceeded revenue expectation, but this is truly a company, when you look into their fundamentals, it's like, it was valued at $15 billion, but it had a net income of $243 million. It had overall revenue of $249 million, right? And it just recently got out of the red. So it was in the red prior to this. So again, this is a company overall for the year that has not been doing well. And just because it signed this deal doesn't mean it's just going to be fully out of the hot water. But definitely, this is a massive contract and a step in the right direction, possibly, for Nbis. Like, this could be life-changing for this company. I think I also saw that the CEO previously sold, so that was hinting to a lot of people that it was time to possibly sell this stock, especially if you look at it on the day chart. I could see as it was approaching previous resistance range from previous support range, it was approaching a previous resistance, so I could see that, if the CEO was selling, why this thing was kind of signaling a possible reversal. This is a Hail Mary type of news. Like, that's the best way to put it. It's like something that just came out of completely left field. It's random, but it's great. It's great for this company and what's to come. This is not something that's just going to happen in the next quarter. It's a contract. It's a deal that's set to happen for the next 7 years. Now, as long as this deal sustains, right, that's the worst thing that can happen. Do you guys remember HIMS signed a deal with a company? It caused the stock price to go up, and then the deal ended up falling through, and then HIMS dropped like 25-30% in just one day. Things like that can happen. Just as great as and quick as they come, they could also fall through. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I don't really feel like Microsoft moves that way, but I just want you to be aware. This is a great positive catalyst, and this is why you got the reaction that it did, right? So Nbis, a $17 billion deal over the next 7 years. That's $2.4 billion a year from Microsoft alone. Nbis is projecting $625 million of revenue by the end of 2025. Microsoft's revenue alone would increase their overall revenue 3x year over year. I wanted you to understand why there was such a significant move, not to convince you to buy this. I truly don't even want you to buy it because I kind of think that this is an overreaction, but I want you to understand the severity behind it. It is incredibly good news for this company because fundamentally the deal, the contract itself is literally more than what the current market cap is before the company closed on that day. But again, this is a 7-year deal. This is something that hopefully can really put it in the right direction. It can earn Microsoft's business and maybe even grow from it, but also be able to be of service to other mega trillion-dollar companies. That would be the big thing. But will it pull through? Something that I'm excited to watch from the sidelines. This is not a company that I want to invest in. I love seeing moves like this. I love understanding why they're moving. But when a company moves 40 to 50%. In the short term, this thing can continue to run, especially in a market full of greed, but any reaction tends to be an overreaction in the stock market. So I'm excited just to see. I don't have to short it, but I definitely wouldn't be against shorting it tomorrow if the opportunity does present itself. Will people begin to take profits and cause some retracement? Because remember, when a stock moves up 40 to 50%, even if it sells off 5 or 10% of that, right? That's a substantial move, but not enough people talk about that because, again, you're just obsessed about that big figure, the 40%. So we'll see how tomorrow plays out. We'll see how the next few months begin to play out. And we'll see how 2025 plays out for Nbis. This is possibly a stock that you might want to add to your watch list and just keep in your radar and see if it's something that continues to actually chip away in the right direction. That's what I'm taking away from a stock like this today. When news gets announced like this, it doesn't mean that you have to jump into the hype like everybody else. Maybe it's something that, okay, this is a stock that's doing something interesting. It received a unique opportunity. Maybe I want to add it to my watch list and follow up with it maybe when it's going to be less volatile, because we know that's bound to happen for tomorrow. So again, excited to see how this ends up opening up tomorrow at market open. If you want to tune on into our live trading session, that's going to be the second link in the description down below. And who knows, maybe you'll see me go long or go short on Nbis stock tomorrow during our live trading session. Do not forget, I trade live every single morning right at market open. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access to join our LPP group, which gives you access to these live sessions. If you want to learn more about it, second link in the description down below will do just that. I appreciate your time like always. Let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.